3, 2, 1, go.
You're listening to The Kyle Chambers Show.
And welcome to The Kyle Chambers Show. My name is Kyle Chambers. I'm here today with Kat Clark. Kat is a marketing manager for Core Entertainment, and she's been involved in media for over 15 years. Thank you so much for joining the show today.
Thanks for having me.
What has been your journey in media, and how has radio influenced your journey in media to where you are now?
My journey in media has taken a lot of different routes and a lot of different forms. I've worked in TV, in radio, in marketing, in front of the camera, behind the camera, sort of all over the place. I got my start in Toronto working after graduating from Mohawk College's television broadcasting program. I got my start in Toronto working on a lot of different reality TV shows. So You Think You Can Dance Canada, award shows like the Junos and the Canadian Walk of Fame. And then I moved from there into the world of news and moved back to Hamilton to CHCH, and then Cable 14 to do more lifestyle programming, and then started working at KX 94.7 for Durham Radio part-time. I loved the ability to be creative, the ability to be a visual an audio storyteller rather than, having that visual aid that I had in television. It really pushed my creativity and made me think outside the box a little bit, and just connect with listeners and fans in a new way. So I worked in radio for 10 or so years, and then just recently moved over to Core Entertainment, where we manage the 3 music venues in downtown Hamilton, and I do all the marketing for them. So it's been really a cool way to combine all of my history in TV and radio, and now I'm on the other end of it, buying TV and radio spots to promote a lot of the local shows coming to Hamilton.
How did you get involved in teaching at Mohawk College in the Broadcasting, Radio, and Creative Content program when that program was revitalized and opened up again?
So I got involved in teaching for Mohawk College because I've stayed really connected with the college ever since I graduated. So upon graduation, I was the Mohawk Student Association president for a year. Then I was volunteering with the Alumni Council for a few years, took over as the chair of the Alumni Council, and I now sit on the foundation board, so the board of the directors for the Mohawk College Foundation. So I've stayed really connected with the college since graduating and stayed in touch with my old professors, including Sam Cook, who was a professor in the TV program when I was there. And we've remained good friends to this day. And when the opportunity came up to help out in the radio program and really help students learn about promotions and marketing, Sam thought I was a good fit and made some introductions, and the rest is history.
That's great. I was actually a student in that original crop of broadcasting, radio, and creative content students. We learned a lot about the marketing side, and I believe we also had a voice class as well, personality development, if I'm not mistaken. We learned about the different voices and how to present yourself on air, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, it was a really cool program. And I thought it was really great that they revitalized it the way they did, because radio is evolving and changing, as you know, in many different ways. And like my background with TV and radio and marketing, students that are graduating today have to be able to do a whole lot more than they used to when they graduated from a radio program. You know, there's a lot more to social media and video editing, and that creative content piece, I think, is really important, and it opens up a lot more doors and opportunities for students upon graduation. So it was a cool program, and I think they've done a really great job to stay current with the times and with the current needs of the industry.
Who's your favorite athlete or celebrity that you met while working for Core Entertainment?
Garth Brooks was like a big bucket list item for me, not only because I grew up with his music and I was such a big fan, but also because the interaction was so wonderful. He was so down to earth and lovely, and he walked in the room and it was like, seeing your favorite uncle, and he just kind of sat around. He was, took a knee like a baseball coach down in the table in front of us, and he was eating lasagna before the show and just chatting about life. And it was just a really wholesome and wonderful interaction and experience, and it was just really nice to see how real he was, and that he lived up to the hype that I had placed on him as an idol for so many years as a kid.
It's great when you're able to not work in media, or also see somebody that you've idolized for years and see that they're a really good person, and that side of it is really cool.
Yeah, they say, never meet your idols, because you'd never want to, ruin that illusion that they're this wonderful shiny person. But for Garth Brooks, it was absolutely worth the hype.
What advice would you have for somebody that wants to get into the marketing field that you're in right now?
Just be a sponge. I think that's the most important thing for a lot of different job opportunities, is just learn as much as you can. And I'm such an advocate for lifelong education and constantly upgrading your skills, and, putting in the time to expand your knowledge base and to learn, the new programs and the new trends and what is coming down the pipe, that are going to be those skills that set you apart from everybody else in the industry. So just be a sponge, learn as much as you can. I think it's so important to have both a mentor and a mentee throughout your entire career. So always be, looking up to somebody, and have somebody in your corner that you can go to for career advice and for life advice and for just great chats. And always have somebody that you're, reaching back down the ladder to kind of help move the next generation forward. I think that's a really vital part of this type of industry that is just so ever, fast paced and moving technology. You've got to have, a foot in both camps. You got to know the old technology that got you to where you are today, and the new technology that's coming up next. So having a person in both of those age groups also helps with that, to keep you on your toes.
Yeah, there's a lot of things evolving right now with radio evolving into podcasting. There's still a lot of radio stations, but they're moving into the syndication format. So it's really important to stay on top of things in the industry, even if you're a podcaster who's successful, trying to change and evolve as the times evolve.
Yep, absolutely. And I mean, every day there's new social media platforms coming out. Some of them stick and some of them don't. And it's just, knowing all of them so that you can be as versatile as possible and roll with the one that sticks.
Thank you so much for joining the show today.
No problem. Thanks for having me.